Okay, I'm resuming the chocolate rose. I have moved the camera in a little bit closer, and I'm going to do my best here to get everything, make everything visible. It has been a little bit of time though, so now the chocolate is firm. So earlier the chocolate was very soft. I had to stop, I had to make some adjustments before I continued on. And now the chocolate is firm. I can't continue with the chocolate that way. Remember earlier I cut out the circles, I left them here, and then life intervened and I'm coming back to the circles like this, which is not a problem as long as you know how to handle it. So I need to, the chocolate is beautiful, but it's too firm to handle. So I'm going to take my hands, put the chocolate inside, and turn it into a tiny little incubator. Very, very quickly, the chocolate is now flexible. So this is cold, firm chocolate, and this is very soft chocolate, perfect for shaping. So I am now going to do the next row on the rose, and it's going to be a row of 3. So the petals go on a flower and flowers go on a cake in odd numbers. So I put on 1 petal, and now I'm going to make 3 petals. I'm going to do exactly the same thing that I did earlier. I'm going to put my spoon on the tray, leaning up against the petal, and I'm going to go around the petal very gently. If I press too hard, I'll tear the petal. But you can see I'm thinning out the edge, and I'm not doing anything to the middle. I'm just thinning out the middle. I'm just thinning out the edge. And I'm going to do that to the next petal and to the 3rd petal. I'm going to do all 3 right now because I'm going to put them on together as the next row on the flower. This next part is optional. If you'd like your chocolate to be shinier, you can take the palm of your hand, or if you're wearing a glove, the same thing. I'm going to very gently rub the chocolate, and it makes it quite shiny. Now I'm going to take my paring knife and I'm going to carefully separate the petal from the tray. I'm really angling the blade down toward the tray, and after I have it separated, I'm going to make a slit about a little bit past 1/3 of the way up from the bottom. On each petal, I make a slit a little bit less than half. Okay. Then I'm going to take the petal where the slit is, and I'm going to cup it. So the petal is now cupped, and I'm going to take the top of the petal where it's thin, and I'm going to curl it back. So I now have something that's a little more petal shaped, cupped at the base, cupped at the base and curled at the top. It's starting to get soft in my hand, so I'm going to set it down right away and come on to the next petal. I cross over the cut and curl back the top of the petals, set it down, cup the base, curl back the top, and I now have 3 petals ready to go. I'm going to pick up my base and I'm going to press 1 petal on, but just half of the petal. I'm going to leave the other half open. I'm going to bring the next petal up and put it inside. And finally, the 3rd petal. This would be if I were making just a rose petal, just a rose bud, I would stop at this point. It's important that I pay attention to the top of the flower. The center of a rose is the highest point, so it's important not to get the petals very, very high. That's how it'll start to look like a cabbage. So you can see that I have this brief time while my chocolate is still flexible, that if I would like to put in a little more shape, I can. In a few minutes, the chocolate will get hard and it won't be possible for me to shape it. So far I have made the base, the center, and the first row of 3 petals. Okay, so just to not make the video quite as long, I went ahead and made 5 more petals for the next row, and I'm going to do the same thing. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it on camera here. I'm going to put it on one side. I'm trying to keep it so that the petal is no higher than the center of the rose. I'm attaching half of it, and I'm putting the next petal inside. So there's 2 levels of skill here, or practice I should say. 2 levels of practice. One is shaping the individual petals. So you have to learn how to shape the petals. But the second part is trying to arrange the petals attractively around the base. And that takes a little bit of adjustment to try to get them so that they look natural. Fortunately, roses they all look different. I'm just adjusting a little bit here to try to get them somewhat attractively arranged. And there we have the layer of 5 petals, and the next thing will be a layer of 7. So for the rose that you make for me, you will need to make it with the base, 1 single petal around the base, then a layer of 3, a layer of 5, and then a layer of 7. So I'll be back shortly with the layer of 7. Okay. I prepared 7 petals, again just to try to make this not such a long video. And I'm going to arrange them. Again, I just attach, I don't need any glue, just the warmth of my fingers will warm the petals enough so that they stick to the base. If I were wearing gloves myself, this would not work. I have cool hands. If I were doing it in production and I needed it for a customer, I would wear gloves. But you guys will have to decide individually. If you're melting, many of you will have trouble with the chocolate melting. So you will need to wear gloves or something like that. Okay, so this is the layer of 7. Again, I have these petals in the center. I can't move, they are hard. But I still have a little bit of time on the petals that I just put on. They won't firm up for 4 or 5 minutes. And there you have a rose made from modeling chocolate. I'm hoping, because I've never done a video of this, so I'm hoping that you're able to play back and watch me make the petals. So I would not be able to upload this video if I included all of the individual petal making. So there you see the rose, and I look forward to seeing your assignment, the pictures of your rose uploaded. I can't wait to see yours.